What does the greatest scoring game in Michael Jordan's career look like? How about 69 points, 18 rebounds, and a double overtime thriller against a fierce rival? March 28th, 1990. The Chicago Bulls traveled to Richfield Coliseum, and Jordan is about to turn a regular season night into legend, wearing the revolutionary Air Jordan 5. This isn't just a game. It's a defining moment where dominance, style, and history converged. Stay with us as we break down the night Michael Jordan became a basketball god and immortalized a sneaker. On his feet that historic night, the Air Jordan 5, fire red silver tongue, a shoe that brought unprecedented innovation and flair to the NBA. Designed by the legendary Tinker Hatfield, the AJ5 was a masterpiece of futuristic design. It introduced a reflective 3M tongue that flashed under the bright arena lights and a translucent ice blue outsole, making it one of the most eye-catching and collectible sneakers in the entire Jordan line. Inspired by the aggressive lines of a W-2 fighter jet, Hatfield incorporated shark tooth-like details on the midsole, a visible air unit for cushioning, and a practical lace lock system. The Air Jordan 5 wasn't just a shoe. It was Jordan's weapon for aerial dominance and blinding speed on the court. Released in 1990 in 4 original colorways, including this iconic fire red, the AJ5 flew off shelves, cementing the Jordan brand's grip on both sports and culture. It was the perfect fusion of performance and street style, a sneaker built for a champion and desired by the world. Now, let's get into the game itself. The Cavaliers, a formidable Eastern Conference rival, boasted defensive stoppers like Craig Ehlo and the high-flying Larry Nance. They had a game plan. They had the home court advantage. But nothing and no one could slow MJ down. From the opening tip, it was clear Jordan was on a different level. He relentlessly attacked the rim, pulled up for silky mid-range jumpers, and finished with acrobatic dunks that left the crowd in stunned silence. The Cavs threw everything at him, double teams, physical defense, but Jordan scored at will from every spot on the floor. He was a machine, getting to the free throw line again and again. By the end of regulation, he had hit an incredible 21 of 23 free throws and finished 23 of 37 from the field. And with the game on the line, who else but MJ would hit the clutch bucket to send it into overtime? But he wasn't done. As the game stretched into a second overtime, Jordan simply refused to lose. He hit dagger after dagger, demoralizing the Cleveland defense with every shot. When the final buzzer sounded, the stat line was almost unbelievable. 69 points, still the highest single-game total of his illustrious career, alongside a monstrous 18 rebounds, 6 assists, and 4 steals. This wasn't just scoring. It was a complete masterclass in domination. To truly understand the magnitude of this performance, you have to understand the rivalry. The Bulls and Cavaliers battled fiercely throughout the late 80s and early 90s. For Chicago, Richfield Coliseum was hostile territory, the site of some of their toughest losses. But for Michael Jordan, the pressure and animosity were fuel. He thrived on the road, silencing crowds with his sheer will to win. Stories from both locker rooms that night paint an incredible picture. Bulls teammates recall a feeling where passing felt risky. You just had to give the ball to Mike and get out of the way. They were witnessing greatness in real time. On the other side, Cavaliers players, though defeated, would later call it the greatest individual performance they had ever seen. Jordan wasn't just a scorer that night. He was grabbing crucial defensive rebounds in crunch time and playing with an energy that seemed superhuman. He was a one-man wrecking crew who single-handedly conquered his rivals in their own building. Jordan's 69-point night immediately became the stuff of hardwood legend. It's a game that is replayed endlessly on highlight reels and consistently tops lists of the greatest individual performances in sports history. It perfectly encapsulated everything that made MJ so special: his unstoppable scoring, his competitive fire, and his flair for the dramatic. But the impact of that night went far beyond the basketball court. The Air Jordan 5 that he wore became instantly immortal. Sneakerheads and basketball fans scrambled to get their hands on the fire red silver tongue colorway, the exact model worn during this legendary feat. The connection was undeniable. Wearing the AJ5 was like owning a piece of that historic moment. Annual sales for the Air Jordan 5 soared. This game proved, perhaps more than any other, that Michael Jordan's ability to create unforgettable moments on the court directly translated to the explosion of sneaker culture off it. It was a perfect storm of athletic brilliance and marketing genius. So let's bring it all together. March 28, 1990, a date etched forever in the annals of NBA and sneaker history. Michael Jordan scored 69 points, putting Richfield Coliseum and the Cleveland Cavaliers on the wrong side of greatness. And he did it all while wearing a pair of Air Jordan 5s that would come to define an entire era of style and innovation. It was the ultimate display of skill, endurance, and swagger. And what makes this game stand out for you? Was it the near 70 points, the intense rivalry, or those legendary sneakers on his feet? Now, we're diving deep into an absolute legend, a cornerstone of sneaker culture, the one and only Air Jordan 5 in that iconic fire red colorway with the silver tongue. This isn't just a shoe, it's a piece of history, and I can't wait to break it all down for you. So let's get right into it. The Air Jordan 5. Fire red. Man, where do you even start? This shoe is pure art. Designed by the master, Tinker Hatfield, it draws its inspiration from a World War II P-51 Mustang fighter jet. And you can see it, right? The shark tooth design on the midsole is probably the most famous detail, mimicking the nose art on those old warplanes. It's aggressive, it's sleek, and it just screams performance. It tells you right away that this shoe means business. But the design goes way beyond just that one element. Look at the overall silhouette. It's got these sharp, aerodynamic lines that were revolutionary back in 1990. And then you have that translucent, icy blue outsole. Not only does it look incredible and provide that walking on water vibe, but it also features that massive Jumpman logo right underneath. It's one of those details that just makes you smile every time you see it. The original releases had a clearer sole, which would yellow over time. So this icy blue treatment is a fantastic modern update that helps preserve that fresh look for much longer. And we absolutely have to talk about the star of the show for many people, that reflective 3M silver tongue. This was a game changer. Imagine playing under the bright arena lights or hitting the streets at night, and your tongue just flashes and catches everyone's eye. It's not just a cool gimmick. It's a statement. It gives the shoe a whole different personality, a certain swagger. That, combined with the bold Nike Air branding on the heel of this retro, which is a huge deal for purists, just ties the whole heritage story together beautifully. It's a nod to the original 1990 release that collectors go crazy for. Let's move on to the materials and build quality. Nike really did this one justice. The upper is constructed from this beautiful, premium white leather. It's soft to the touch. It feels supple, but you can also tell it's durable. It has a nice subtle grain to it, which gives it character right out of the box. Over time, as you wear them, they'll crease and mold to your foot, telling your own story, which is what we love about leather sneakers. The side panels feature this clear, rubberized mesh. This was another one of Tinker Hatfield's innovations, designed for breathability. It was a brand new concept for a basketball shoe at the time. Not only does it serve a functional purpose, keeping your feet cooler, but it also adds another layer of visual texture to the shoe. It breaks up the solid white leather and gives you a little peek inside, which is a really unique design choice. And of course, we can't forget the classic Jordan lace lock system. This little plastic toggle was a purely functional piece of tech. Michael Jordan himself wanted something to keep his laces cinched down tight during games without having to constantly re-tie them. It's a small detail, but it's so quintessentially Jordan. It shows the focus on performance that was at the heart of the line. And for us today, it's a cool, retro touch that adds to the shoe's authentic feel. Now, let's talk comfort. Because let's be real, a shoe can look amazing, but if it feels like a brick on your foot, you're not going to wear it. The AJ5, for a retro model, is surprisingly comfortable. The magic is in the midsole. It's made of polyurethane and houses that visible air unit in the heel. You can literally see the cushioning technology. It provides a really solid, stable feel underfoot. It's not going to be as bouncy as modern foams like React or Zoom X, but for all-day casual wear, it offers great impact absorption. The comfort extends to the upper as well. The collar and tongue are generously padded. When you lace them up, you get this really secure, locked-in feeling around your ankle. It provides excellent support, which makes sense given its basketball origins. This is one of those retro Jordans that you can genuinely wear for hours on end, walking around the city, and not have your feet screaming at you by the end of the day. It finds that perfect balance between retro court feel and modern-day wearability. For the Air Jordan 5, I generally find that they fit true to size for most people. If you have a medium or slightly narrow foot, go with your standard sneaker size, and you should be golden. The fit is snug and supportive, just as it was designed to be. However, if you have a wider foot, or if you just prefer a bit more room in the toe box for your toes to splay out, you might want to consider going a half size up. This will give you that extra bit of space and prevent any uncomfortable pinching on the sides. Also, if you're someone who likes to wear thicker, cushioned socks, like a good pair of basketball socks, going up that half size is probably a good move to accommodate the extra bulk. But for the majority, true to size is the way to go. Finally, let's talk about styling. This is where the fire red colorway truly shines. It is incredibly versatile. The clean, white leather base means it can be paired with almost anything. The pops of black and that vibrant fire red on the midsole, lining, and Jumpman logo add just the right amount of energy without being overwhelming. You can go for a classic, vintage look. Throw on some distressed denim, a vintage Michael Jordan or Chicago Bulls t-shirt, and a snapback, and you've got a timeless, heritage-inspired fit. The shoes are the centerpiece, telling a story of basketball history, but they also work perfectly with modern streetwear. Pair them with some slim-fit cargo pants, joggers, or even shorts in the summer. The bold silhouette of the AJ5 stands up really well to more contemporary styles. That silver tongue adds a touch of flash that elevates any outfit, making it feel a little more special, a little more thought out. It is one of those rare sneakers that looks just as good with a simple hoodie and jeans as it does with a more curated, fashion-forward ensemble. You really can't go wrong. So, to wrap it all up, the Air Jordan 5 Fire Red Silver Tongue is an absolute must-have. It's a masterpiece of sneaker design that perfectly blends historical significance, on-court performance DNA, and off-court style. The story behind it, the innovative materials, the surprising comfort, and the sheer versatility make it a top-tier release. Whether you're a long-time collector who remembers the original drop, a new sneakerhead looking to own a piece of the legacy, or just someone who appreciates a beautifully designed and well-made shoe, the Air Jordan 5 Fire Red delivers on all fronts. It is a shoe that truly lives up to its legendary status and is a worthy addition to any rotation. It's not just hype, it's history you can wear. If you enjoyed the video, please do me a huge favor and hit that like button. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future reviews. Let me know in the comments what you think about the AJ5 Fire Red. When the AJ5 first dropped, it came in 4 original colorways, each now a legend in its own right. We had the 2 Fire Red versions, one with a white leather upper and a black midsole, the other with a silver 3M tongue. Then there was the sleek black metallic, which many consider the quintessential AJ5. And of course, the grape, a colorway MJ never actually wore in an NBA game, but became an off-court sensation, famously rocked by Will Smith on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. These OG releases laid the foundation for a dynasty. Over the last 3 decades, the Air Jordan 5 has become a canvas for storytelling and collaboration. Jordan Brand has masterfully kept the silhouette fresh and exciting by releasing a seemingly endless stream of new colorways and special editions. Think about the incredible retros of the OG colorways, which allow new generations to experience the classics. But it's the collaborations that have truly pushed the boundaries. One of the most hyped releases in recent memory was the Off-White collaboration with the late, great Virgil Abloh. Virgil deconstructed the AJ5, giving it a translucent textile upper and his signature zip tie, transforming the shoe into a piece of high-fashion art. Then you have Travis Scott, who brought his Cactus Jack aesthetic to the silhouette with an olive suede upper and unique branding details, creating an instant grail for collectors worldwide. The storytelling goes even deeper with releases like the Bel-Air pack, which paid homage to the shoe's Fresh Prince connection with vibrant mismatched colors. The Tokyo 23 and Shanghai Shen editions celebrated global sneaker culture, while pairs like the Raging Bull pack showcased the shoe's aggressive nature with bold, all-suede uppers. Each release tells a different story, connecting the AJ5 to moments in sports, fashion, and pop culture, ensuring its relevance never fades. Now, let's talk numbers, because the Air Jordan 5 isn't just a critical darling, it's a commercial juggernaut. While Nike doesn't release specific sales figures for individual models, industry analysis and market data suggest that the Air Jordan 5 has sold well over 10 million pairs worldwide since its debut. This places it in the elite tier of Jordan Brand's bestsellers, right up there with the monumental Air Jordan 1 and the iconic Air Jordan 11. What makes this so impressive is its consistent popularity. It's not just about one massive release, it's about sustained demand over 30 years. Every time a popular retro or a new collaboration drops, it sells out almost instantly. The resale market for certain pairs, like the Off-White or Travis Scott editions, can reach thousands of dollars, proving that the AJ5 is not just a shoe, but a valuable asset for collectors and enthusiasts. This incredible sales performance is a testament to the shoe's timeless design and its deep cultural resonance. It's a powerhouse that continues to drive hype and sales, solidifying its place as one of the most successful sneakers ever created. The influence of the Air Jordan 5 extends far beyond the basketball court and sales charts. It has cemented itself as a cornerstone of streetwear and hip-hop culture. After its debut on Michael Jordan, other NBA stars carried the torch. Players like Dwyane Wade and Russell Westbrook have been spotted wearing AJ5s, paying tribute to its legacy while adding their own modern flair. But its impact in music and entertainment is arguably even greater. We already mentioned Will Smith, who made the Grape 5s a style staple of the 90s. But since then, countless hip-hop artists, from DJ Khaled, a notorious AJ5 collector, to stars like Drake and Travis Scott, have made the shoe a part of their uniform. It appears in music videos, on album covers, and on stage at sold-out concerts. It symbolizes a certain kind of confidence and swagger that resonates deeply with the spirit of hip-hop. The AJ5 has become a status symbol, a way to signal that you're in the know. It's a shoe that says you appreciate history, design, and culture. From skaters adopting it for its durability and style, to fashion icons pairing it with high-end clothing, the AJ5 has proven its versatility. It has broken free from its athletic origins to become a true lifestyle staple, worn by people from all walks of life who are drawn to its bold, unapologetic design. So, what is it that gives the Air Jordan 5 its enduring appeal? It's a perfect storm of factors. First, you have the connection to the greatest basketball player of all time, Michael Jordan, during the peak of his powers. Wearing the 5s is like wearing a piece of that history. Second, Tinker Hatfield's design is simply timeless. The fighter jet inspiration, the reflective tongue, the clear outsole. It was futuristic in 1990, and it still looks modern and aggressive today. It strikes a perfect balance between performance technology and bold, aesthetic risk-taking. It's a design that demands attention without being overly complicated. Finally, it's the culture that has been built around the shoe. The stories behind each colorway, the collaborations, and the moments in pop culture have given the Air Jordan 5 a soul. It's more than just leather, rubber, and laces. It represents a fearless attitude, a commitment to greatness, and a bridge between sport and style. Whether you're a die-hard sneakerhead who can name every single release, or just someone who appreciates a classic, beautiful shoe, the AJ5 has something to offer. It has transcended being just a product to become a true cultural artifact. And that wraps up our deep dive into the iconic Air Jordan 5. From its groundbreaking design, inspired by a fighter jet, to its status as a global cultural phenomenon, the AJ5 has cemented its legacy as one of the greatest sneakers of all time. It's a shoe that represents innovation, style, and the relentless spirit of a champion. What's your favorite Air Jordan 5 colorway? Do you have a special memory tied to this shoe? Let me know down in the comments. I love hearing your stories. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want more deep dives into sneaker history, make sure to hit that like button. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next upload. We've got a lot more heat coming your way. Until next time, stay fresh.